an absolute honor to introduce the speaker, Shaykh Suliman Gani, an exemplar Sheikh who often encourages Muslims to become more active politically in the community and at large. Hailing from South Africa, we're absolutely lucky to have him here in the UK. Perhaps maybe just myself, but I'm sure he's probably most famously known for two things. He's pioneering a stance on moon sighting in the UK and successfully pressuring the Prime Minister at the time, David Cameron, to issue a public apology to him personally for the Islamophobic smear Cameron uttered on him in Parliament during Prime Minister's questions. So certainly very few can actually claim to do that, including MPs included. So please, Sheikh, please tell us what you have to tell us.
Jazakallah khairan to MPAC and also for all of our Uyghur brothers and sisters that have joined and really shared their thoughts on such an important topic, which we tend to so much neglect, even as an Imam on our Friday talk. So important to highlight this because when we say we are in the month where we create awareness about Islamophobia, then really speaking, when we think about the verse of the Holy Quran, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وما نقموا منهم إلا أن يؤمنوا بالله العزيز الحميد الذي له ملك السماوات والأرض والله على كل شيء شهيد. Allah Ta'ala reminds us in the Quran that the only reason that they were persecuted and they were hated is because they had brought Iman in Al-Aziz Al-Hamid. The one who has the mulkus samawati wal ard, the dominions of the heavens and the earth, everything belongs to Allah. Allahu ala kulli shay'in shaheed. It needs to be pointed out that those who persecute the believing male and female, إن الذين فتنوا المؤمنين والمؤمنات ثم لم يتوبوا فلهم عذاب جهنم ولهم عذاب الحريق. Now this is a discussion in Surah Al-Buruj, because the people that were thrown into the pit, Ashabul Ukhdud, and they were only thrown into that large pit because they had brought Iman and they had a belief. What we're witnessing at the East Turkestan and for the Zinyan, the Muslims, and when we think about how a people are coming under persecution for the sole reason is that they have belief. We have understood from the issues on the cultural differences, we have understood many matters, but then we are concerned and worried that when we have children being interrogated and when you have officials visiting the schools and questioning the children about whether it is about their parents, whether they prayed or whether they had learned something about the Prophet Muhammad, or whether it is about, so these interrogation, that so many stories that we are hearing from the condition and plight of our Uyghur Muslims, those that are living in this part of the world, in Zinyan. How is it that we can remain silent that here in the UK, we are concerned about the rise of Islamophobia. We are concerned about how do we tackle Islamophobia. We are concerned and worried that how do we feel when we are, even when we are living at a time of lockdown, and then we are concerned and worried that when our masajid are going to open, when can we go and open and recite the Quran? How do the believing male and female, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ فَتَنُوا الْمُؤْمِنِينَ وَالْمُؤْمِنَاتِ, those that have been persecuted, the believing male and female, when they have that attachment and the natural tendency to believe in a creator and the fitrah, when there is a burning desire to do and to keep fast in the month of Ramadan, when there is this natural desire to visit the masajid, when masajid are being demolished, when places of worship are being demolished, then there is no greater zulm that is happening on a people in this part of the world. Yes, indeed, as we have heard from our brother Arslan, he mentioned about Palestine, and he mentioned that when we compare the situation about Masjid al-Aqsa, and when we see that the people, yes, indeed, they are fighting and resisting the occupation, and how painful it is when they are not allowed to enter and denied entry inside Masjid al-Aqsa. وَمَنْ أَظْلَمُ مِمَّنْ مَنَعَ مَسَاجِدَ اللَّهِ أَنْ يُذْكَرَ فِيهَا اسْمُهُ وَسَعَى فِي خَرَابِهَا. So this is, the Quran explains, there is no greater zulm and oppression for those مِمَّنْ مَنَعَ مَسَاجِدَ اللَّهِ, those whom are denied access in the masajid of Allah, and where the name of Allah has been pronounced, and they are actively engaging in its kharab and destruction. So here is Masjid al-Aqsa in danger. But on the other hand, when we look at what's happening in Zinyan, where a people, their entire identity is being taken away, it is like they want to obliterate, they want to remove every sign or identity of the Muslim. Every method is coming under attack. How do a people feel when they are unable to practice their deen and their religion? So here we are concerned and worried about those children, those, this euphemism and the government name for this gulags there in Zinyan and vocational educational centers. What about those Uyghur families that have been torn apart? Those children that have been torn apart because of the internment, their parents placed in internment. What about these children? How are they growing up when they send an official to live in their home of a family, the Uyghur Muslim? And can you imagine how that mother is feeling when her daughter has to stay and form a kin or family relation with somebody or from the Han Chinese? So a lot of oppression and zulm. We cannot even imagine. You have heard about the statistic. There are people, they have given more information and knowledge about it. But the question and crucial question is, yes, we have this important event. We need more and more and masajid and more to support these type of initiative and event, because at the end of it, whatever happens in another part of the world. I visited Uzbekistan and I've seen the great revival and amazing spirit of how a people now connecting to their roots, and how a people are now understand the land where like great scholars like Imam Bukhari and all those places in Samarkand, and very in close proximity you see we go when we hear about Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan and all these places, Turkmenistan, East Turkestan, yes, it's all part of the same region. How is it that the people who are living in such proximity and they are coming under such great attack? So the political issues, whatever is happening, it is for the Muslim Ummah to understand that we can never abandon the plight of any people who are downtrodden, who are oppressed. Ittaqu da'wat al-mazlum. Beware of the supplication and dua of those who are Muslim and oppressed. Yes, we pointed out that when a people are living under occupation, they are resisting the occupation in the land of Palestine, and they are still able to keep their fast in the month of Ramadan. They are still able to offer the prayer and the salah. But when the Muslim living in East Turkestan, weaker Muslim, if they are even afraid to say the name of Allah, only because of what will happen and what will be the consequence. So here is a reminder for all of us. Let's do whatever we can. Let's support this Uyghur or this organizations and institute and those who are campaigning to bring about awareness of the plight of the Uyghur Muslims, so that once again they can have their freedom, they can able to worship Allah as Allah Ta'ala reminds us also in the Quran, with regards even to the masajid, إِنَّمَا يَعْمُرُ مَسَاجِدَ اللَّهِ مَنْ آمَنَ بِاللَّهِ واليوم الآخر وأقام الصلاة وآتى الزكاة ولم يخش إلا الله فعسى أولئك أن يكونوا من المتقين. So we would just like to end on this point, that as Allah Ta'ala speaks about the masajid, here we are speaking about إِنَّمَا يَعْمُرُ, those who frequent the masajid, those who have iman in Allah, they believe in the year after, they establish the salah, they discharge the zakah, and they do not have any fear except the fear of Allah. May Allah Ta'ala make it easy for you, for I, for everyone, and obviously the team and those who have uh, set up this important event and program. And we pray Allah give us all the strength and never despair from the mercy of Allah. And just remember that whenever a zulm and oppression takes place, to conclude with this verse of the Quran, وَاتَّقُوا فِتْنَةً لَا تُصِيبَنَّ الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا مِنْكُمْ خَاصَّةً. All those leaders and all those who have the power in all parts of the world, wherever they may be, and if they understand that their power and their authority which they have been given, this is also a test for them. As Allah Ta'ala says in the Quran, beware وَاتَّقُوا فِتْنَةً لَا تُصِيبَنَّ الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا مِنْكُمْ خَاصَّةً, of that fitna and that turmoil or that punishment which will not only afflict those who are committing the zulm, those zalimeen, those tyrants, those people who are creating mischief in the land, facade in the land, corruption in the land. Yes, indeed, a day will come where the eyes will be made to stay in horror. Do not feel that Allah is unmindful of those who are committing the zulm and the oppression. But our reminder for those rulers and those people who have the authority and the power to stop this oppression against the Uyghur Muslim, and they're remaining silent about it because of their, economic or financial or political benefit and whatever benefits they may receive in terms of the dunya. Remember, a time will come that those zalimeen, they will receive the punishment because of the zulm and the oppression. But also included in this is those who are sakitin lisukutihim, because it will not only afflict those who are committing the zulm, the oppression, and Allah Ta'ala's punishment and azab comes down, it will also come upon a people and those people who had that power, but they remained silent about it. They did not use whatever they have in their power, in their authority, whatever they could do to, even if it means, using that which is in your power, like the boycott as one of the initiatives, but they remain silent about it. They will also come under the warning of this verse of the Holy Quran. Jazakallah khairan, and I will end with this. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.